Well, I think that across the university, we're trying to be really consistent in terms of the precautions that are in place so that it's easy for students to follow. We don't want students in a classroom to have one set of rules and in a co-curricular space to have another.
Obviously, if an event is indoors, it has to follow university policies, so masking is in place. We are asking recognized student organizations to keep track of students who attend indoor activities, so that if the university does find out that somebody has tested positive for COVID, that we are able to institute a contact tracing process.
We're really pretty much mirroring what you're seeing elsewhere. So that means masks indoors. There's signage to be placed at the entrance to student organization or departmentally sponsored events that reminds people that we are in the midst of a pandemic. And so despite the fact that some restrictions have been eased, such as distancing, that it is still up to everybody to be precautious and to sort of take care of themselves and take care of the community.
But in many ways, we are leaving it up to the judgment of our leaders and advisors of student organizations to determine what is best for their organizations.
I think making sure that we have conversations about with students whenever they're planning events, what is, if they're having food, what is the purpose of the food? If transportation is involved, how are they facilitating that? But, we're really, because the community has been so responsive, we've been able to move out of strict restrictions in those areas. And we're just trying to make sure that people have a plan to be safe without needing to go back into a space with restrictions.
And also, also know that we might need to pivot. If things for some reason get bad or expand, the virus spreads more deeply throughout our community than it is right now, there could be more restrictions put in place. None of us want to be in a position where we put more restrictions in place right now. We don't want that for our students. We don't want that for ourselves. We don't want, but just trying to be able to do that while monitoring things and making sure that that we're staying as safe as possible is the best thing that we can do.
And I think we've seen a lot of students that are really excited and really sort of willing to maybe do some things a little differently, like wearing a mask, than what they might have hoped for, but their enthusiasm for wanting to be in person is sort of trumping the inconvenience of having to wear a mask. So it's been exciting to have people back, and I think we're going to have a good semester.